Let's look now at the demo number 4, which is the most powerful of them all. In the demo number 3, I showed you what is function calling, and I showed you a LangChain tool, which is an array of 2 functions, a JSON and a Ruby function. In the demo number 4, we're going to actually talk to the system. And to do so, I will take the demo number 4 console script, and I will just copy it for you. So first, I instantiate the Gemini LLM. Which model am I using again? Oh, Gemini 1.5. I heard great things about it. Awesome. And now I instantiate the assistant. This is the most complex and interesting thing. So the assistant is a construct from the LangChain gem, which allows you to define, it wants in input an LLM, a thread, which is just tracking the chat history, a set of instructions. You can be very trivial, like your news assistant, or you can actually iterate, and if it does something wrong, you can actually iterate and make the prompt smarter. Plus, you give it an array of tools. In these cases, I will give you the news retriever and the article tool. The news retriever is written by Andre. It pertains to the LangChain gem, and we saw it in the previous demo. The article tool is something that pertains to my code because it's about doing stuff with the Ricardo article in my Gemini News application, right? So this is something that is, of course, coded into my gemini-news-crawler application under app tools, and it has a JSON with the interface to the function and the Ruby code. The most interesting part is the JSON, because the JSON is the part that I had, like the Ruby code just worked on the first place. I don't touch that much, but if Gemini makes a mistake, I actually change the description here. For example, I would say the country is not really needed, but if you find it, just put the country where the article is from. As you can see, this requires intelligence, right? Because you need to make up a country. And it would fail many times saying, oh, I don't know which country it is, even though I don't require the country as part of the function. So the function works perfectly without the country. So I say, you know what? If unsure, say Vatican City. This silly change that I did fixed everything. Now it doesn't fail anymore. How cool is that? This is to tell you, as Barney Stinson would say, kaboom. Okay, now let's start doing something interesting. So let me start with this. This is just syntactic sugar to say something. And now let's ask, this is how you interact. Assistant, add message and run content, latest 5 news from Italy. Okay, so as you can see, the answer is magical if you understand what it did. Because if you go back in the history, you can say that Ricardo said, latest 5 news from Italy, and the model said, hey, call news retriever get top headlines with argument page size 5 and country IT. And this returns a big JSON file with all the information. The information, Gemini is reading it, so he knows that. If it's written in Italian, you can ask it to summarize it. For example, I could say, tell me more re Ilaria Salis info you just retrieved. Now the mistake it could do is he could use this information, he could retrieve new information, and that's the only mistake that usually does, and that's where actually you can make a better prompt. Ilaria Salis appeared in a court in Budapest for the first time without chains. Oh, thank God. She expressed gratitude for the support she received during the time. Unfortunately, I don't have access to morale. Okay, so I would say, that's enough, thanks. Please save this article. Now, it's Gemini, or this assistant, is probably going to use the other tool that I built, the article tool, to save it to a database. Let's see if it does that. Okay, from the verbosity, I can tell you it's doing this because you see it's calculating all the address. Let's say that I want to do assistant.history. So I say, tell me, that's enough, thanks. He's doing article create, country emoji, I think it's Vatican City, Corriere Roma, published. We're going to see it in a second. So blah, 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 blah. It created this. Okay, so I will say, thanks. Give me the ID, please, and the Carlesian URL. So when you save an article, I need the ID so I can see it on the web. But since I'm lazy, I actually created this silly functionality, which is the Carlesian URL, which is simply the production URL for my dev environment on Cloud Run. Bingo, Ilaria Salis in Tribunale a Budapest. This information was actually created a few seconds ago. The news is from yesterday, because again, a news is not from now, but the database object is actually from now. If I do edit, let's see if I publish date. Oh yeah, you just say, oh look, country Hungary, country emoji, he puts the Hungary, the Hungary flag, which kind of makes sense, right? So, I mean, it's an Italian news, but I mean, again, he improvised. I'm not going to criticize him for his ideas, okay? He just decided that the country was that. So that's good enough for me. And this is the original article. If it works. Oh, la pagina richiesta non è stata trovata. Okay. This is the first time this happened, but okay, it does happen. Now, we could say, if you like this demo, good enough, we could actually say, search some more info on Ilaria Salis. We could say, tell me more, and now this will probably trigger more a new query. And this is function, okay, found more discussion to vote to European selection. Ilaria Salis' father spoke at a conference in Rome. Okay, so I would say how many articles are there? 1, 2, 3. I would say, okay, save the last, please. So now you will save the last article as well. Let's see. In the past, he was smart enough to actually say, you want the Carlesian URL. The ID, you see, now he gives me the ID because he learned I want to know it. Yes, Carlesian URL, please. I could put, here you go. Bingo. And you can see this article here from Fatto Quotidiano. Hopefully we're going to see this here. Yes. Bingo. So as you can see, this demo worked perfectly. I am really, really glad it did. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And that was all. Thank you very much.